Hi, everybody. I am going live here. We are going live. Welcome to Tuesday Night Gun Chat. We just talk about anything you guys want to talk about. It is late night on the East Coast. It's almost 11 p.m. So I probably don't have any other guests coming on this afternoon or this evening. It's almost 7 p.m. here in Alaska. So thank you very much for stopping by and joining us in the chat. We talk about what you want to talk about, answer your questions, caliber debates, all those kinds of things y'all want to do. What is good for hunting? Talk about the Second Amendment a little bit and the elections and stuff coming up. Debates, all those kinds of sorry, things. I got it playing on my phone there. So anyway, yeah, I definitely want everybody to say hi. I shout out everybody that's in the chat. So, make sure you want to say hi and make sure that you can put something in the chat there. StreamYard is a little slow at putting them up and putting the comments up. So make sure that you put them in there and we'll get going here. We talk about what you want to talk about. My opinion is worth exactly what you paid for it, unless you give me a super chat, in which case it's worth less than what you paid for it. So all that, God bless. Yeah, God bless you, moderators, for the other evening. Very good. Hey, DS, channel member. All right, one of my 2 channel members. By the way, a lot of y'all want to see the 7mm versus PRC versus 7mm Rim Mag video. If you have been a Patreon member, you could have already seen it. And now it's time for channel members. They can already see it. So just letting you know, they do get to see stuff early, including some of the shorts. Some of the shorts I release right away, but kind of is what it is. So let's go ahead and shout out the chat. Make sure you say hi. Hi. All right. We got Marshall Davout. All right. The Iron Marshal right there. If he hadn't been left behind in Paris, Napoleon still be running France. Anyway, what's up, Chris Heitzman? Very good. Scott Leeper. Okay, we got a first question of the night. PC Bullet. Have you seen anything about Bighorn Armory 500 Smith & Wesson lever action? I have not seen anything about it. I mean, I've held one in my hands, never shot it. It's supposedly a really good gun. They're expensive now. They've gone up. So, kind of is what it is. Yeah, so the other evening when we did a vertical live stream while I was reloading, the shells are still right there on my bench. They're like loaded in their little places. Thank you so much for all the trolls that were in there. We did get one person who wasn't a troll, but she talked to me later, like the other day. She's like, they banned me. And I'm like, yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah, thank you so much, all the moderators and everybody. Please say hi and I'm going to put a lot of you as moderators in the future. So let me know if you want to be a moderator. Just say, let me know, email me or text me on Instagram or Twitter X or something like that. All right. Channel member DS. Hello. Thank you. Okay. George Ellis, what's your opinion on Whip Machine's custom muzzle brakes versus getting a barrel threaded? And hello from Texas. I'd much rather get a barrel threaded. It's much more solid. I'm sure Whip Machine is doing a great job. They make great stuff. They're clamp-on stuff, but it's much more solid just to have one threaded. I don't buy a barrel that's not threaded if I can help it these days. Like Chute gave me the great deal the other night. He was hurting for cash, and he goes, "You want that gun? You can have it for $300 tonight." I ended up paying him $360 because I felt so bad about it. I'll talk more about what gun it was later, I guess. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, we like that gun doesn't have a muzzle brake on it. It probably will, but I'm going to thread it because I think that's the right thing to do. Good evening from North Idaho, Hunter Kirk. Never goes vacation on Tuesday. He's always in North Idaho. Yep, appreciate it, Chris Heitzman. All right. What's your thoughts on the 130 grain CX and 6.5 PRC? 130 grain CX and 6.5 PRC ought to be a darn good bullet. Yeah, the CX is a good bullet. So, yep. Do you think Glock should make a 10 millimeter between the size of the G20 and the G29? Absolutely not. No, that's kind of pointless. So, hi Chuck, my hiking buddy is a 44 mag. There you go, buddy. Can't beat that. Hello, David Posey. How's it going? No, it wasn't his 460 rolling. He was supposed to sell me a bunch of camera equipment. He went and pawned it the next day. I was like, hold that for me. I'll buy it in a few weeks, but he couldn't hold it. And so he went and pawned it all. And so I don't have a nicer camera on my channel. But yeah, anyway, just using cell phones right now to knock off GoPro. So kind of is what it is. But, you know, they all take 4K video. So why not? So I can do really good close-ups and everything like that. I've posted a bunch of videos lately. So if you're on a like I do one long form video a week and a bunch of shorts and a couple of live chats, and I'm telling you guys, long form video a week. I got 6 weeks worth of videos posted, and if you're on Patreon, you've already seen that. So yeah, Chicago is suing Glock. I heard about that. What are your thoughts on the crazy turnaround times for suppressors that happened a month ago? Some people were having a few days, weeks. I don't really know, but yeah, I'm hoping it'll be that way when I get ready to buy one. So, what's up, Alaska One, Andy? Hope you're doing well. So yeah, I'm thinking like first of all, anybody that can but afford to buy a suppressor, because if ATF agents are working on that paperwork, they're not out actively getting folks for crazy laws that they passed, you know, that are crazy rules that they made. So kind of is what it is. So Alaska One, Andy, again, evening. So make sure if you can afford to buy a suppressor and put in the tax stamp, do the work and do it. Like, go do the work and do it. Okay. Hi Chuck, have you done any penetration tests on 300 grain Sierra Jacket soft point? I have not. So I think that'd be just fine though. Yeah. Sierra Jacket soft point is pretty good. I'm assuming you mean in 4570 or 44 Magnum or something like that, but I'm sure they would perform just fine. But I have not done any tests on them, and I have not started loading for 4570 yet. I plan on it. I got the bullets, primers, powder, everything for it, but do that. That Garmin looked good. Yeah, that Garmin is the best new chronograph that's come out. Yeah, I would take the Garmin over I would take the Garmin over the Lab Radar any day of the week. So, what are your thoughts on Chicago suing Glock? Good luck. I mean, but hey, you know, they sued Remington and made it work. So there's precedent now. That's the problem. Thanks, Remington, for caving in. 44 mag, correct. Yeah. I've never used them. So ever miss Georgia or the lower 48? No, not really. I mean, I guess what I miss the most is not having the freedom just to drive anywhere. Because you can drive in 2 days and not leave the state, but you got to get on an airplane or drive through Canada to leave the state, and so kind of is what it is. So I think that they would let the paperwork stack like they have been with all electronic forms. They have no excuse. If an NICS back and check can come back in 10 minutes, so can a form for all ATF forms. Exactly. Okay. Were you surprised or not surprised at the accuracy of that CMG? I am surprised that it wouldn't feed hardcast at all. Now, I was talking with the representative from CMG, and he was saying if that bullet is even the least bit soft, it's not going to shoot it accurately. So when I went back and shot my own hardcast hand loads from CKB hardcast bullets, Ken, if you're in the chat, by the way, shouting you out again. Like it fared much better. So I've got another video on its accuracy coming out. I got to edit that one. But what's cool is I have the Garmin chronograph too, so you get to double check my other chronograph video that I did with mostly the same ammo. So yeah, I am surprised that it didn't come out like grouping 2 inches or less with everything. That kind of bothered me about it. I ain't gonna lie. But its reliability has been really good. It's only had one jam when it got really dirty and there was snow in the magazine. So I mean that's pretty good. All right. So what's up, Bending Ballistics? How you doing? All right. So yeah, I did shoot one group that I got even tighter than I did with the Extreme Defenders. So you'll have to watch the whole video to see that. But yeah, I got like a really substantial, all 5 shots like almost touching each other. Most of them were touching each other in there. So here's what it is. I'm still hard on the fence on the SP10A3. We want a good 10 millimeter PDW, but no one has delivered yet. No one had delivered. I kind of agree with you. Like the Banshee is good. Okay, don't get me wrong. Um, the the SP10A3 is also good. The Strybog, they're both good, but they're not perfect. Like they're not, that great, all that kind of stuff. So kind of is what it is, but they are both decent. I feel like either one of them, you're married to a certain type of ammo. So I do feel with the SGM magazines, you're going to get a little bit more jams with heavier ammo because that spring tension is not as good as a Glock magazine. So then the Banshee, you might get like when you start feeding heavy ammo, so you're going to have to like get the buffers and the gas correct and the springs correct in order to feed certain kinds of ammo. So the way I feel about 10 millimeter PDWs is that you're going to be married to whatever ammo they like to shoot best. And so kind of is what it is. Yeah. A Palmetto today, camo Glock 40 with 250 rounds for 701. So tempting. Oh man, if I had even seen that, I would have probably jumped on it, to be honest with you. So I hadn't seen it. I did not hear about the magazine case that went before the ninth circus today. Yeah. Preferred 30-06 load for 500 yards and in 150 grain, soft point 165 grain, soft point 180 grain, soft point. So planning on hog, 500-pound specimen around here and deer. Yeah. Yeah, you can't beat that. I'm not a soft point guy, so I'd much rather have a Barnes LRX if I'm going to be shooting that distance, especially. So, and if I'm going to be shooting an animal as good as a hog, as big as a hog, I don't want something that could possibly shatter on bone at close range, which soft points could do. So, kind of is what it is. BBADW, they have to be DSDF. So with the Banshee and the Glock mags, it's a non-start for me. And isn't the Strybog using MP5 10 mag? No, they're a proprietary mag. And I have no idea what DSDF means. So sorry about that. But yeah, if it's not taking Glock mags, I don't want it. Like, yeah, it'd be absolutely stupid to make a 10 millimeter that wasn't taking Glock mags, in my opinion. I mean, like, why would you take the best magazines out there and you do that? I mean, it's not like you got 30 round 1911 magazines that work in 10 millimeter. Probably don't even have 15 round ones that work. Probably those Pro Mag crap things. CMG barrels were made for Aiken for a long time. They moved them to in-house, and in-house the accuracy of the barrels went down. All right, well, there we go. So yeah, I just don't see the point of a 10 millimeter PDW that doesn't take Glock mags, because I'm gonna have my Glock on me. It's more reliable than a 1911 and a bunch of other crap too. So kind of is what it is, but it is. Double stack, double feed. Okay, yeah. Well, then that's not Glock mags. Glock mags are double stack single feed. I mean, that's a Glock mag right there. Double stack single feed. So, so yeah, that makes sense. I should have guessed that. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so you don't want double stack. You want double stack double feed. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, I agree. I agree here. Now, ones that have like that AKV and ARV that Palmetto State also takes the CZ Scorpion mags, like the one that's like, so you have those that are like cool, but it's like, again, why would you not take Glock mags? It's just like, less capacity and their point of failure. But I mean, the SGM mags work, so as long as you do that. I don't have a Garmin, as I said. That was a as I said, that was a Patreon member that I went shooting with. So I don't have a Garmin. So I have played with a Garmin, and yes, as uh hold on a second. Uh, I didn't realize my microphone was out. So is that better? Yeah, my microphone was totally unplugged here. Um, yeah. So yeah, I played with a Garmin. It's lacrosse. Have you seen the short? I uploaded a short on that. I mean, I just like Glock, but dang, their mags work amazingly. Yeah, their mags are amazing. Yeah, it'd be absolutely should have Glock mags in a PDW. So yeah, it would be absolutely stupid. Yeah, this is absolutely right. If Keltec can make the sub 2000 run on Glock mags, then any company can. Can. The sub 2000 is known for being the best of quality, and it runs Glock mags, and it runs well. Like it runs fairly well. They run on it. 8 to 10 inch gas operated and using MP5, MP10 mags would work BP. But then you'd have so many different power levels with full load 10 millimeter versus full metal jacket cheap stuff that people would be complaining about it. Like you'd have to change the gas settings for different levels. Like no, that would be honestly a delayed blowback is a lot better than that. Yeah, no, I have to. That's stupid. 10 millimeter guy. That's absolutely stupid. Gas operated 10 millimeter. Really? Yeah. I mean, you don't want Glock mags and you don't want a delayed blowback. I mean, I get it. Like that would be better if you were running one load that it was gas for, for you know 220 gain hard cast. If you were running that, there you go. But yeah, yeah. Go back and get the Glock 4. Go back and get the Glock Model 40. Yep. We don't care about the poor people complaining. Oh, we're not complaining because we're poor. We're complaining because it's stupid. Because it's just not. That makes absolutely no sense. Why would you have a gas operated 10 millimeter? Yeah, it's only gonna run with one power load of ammo. You got all these different power loads. Like it's not gonna run. That CMMG Banshee will run with anything if and it's clean. So yeah, yeah. There you go. 10 millimeter 135 and a 16-inch launch system velocities, I think 1,800 feet per second. So like 1,200 foot-pounds. It would be awesome. I think the numbers are off. Yeah, I think your numbers are off too. So just in case you want to know, okay, um the so you have the speed. It's feet per second squared. So you have I'm on the wrong calculator here. You have feet per second squared, so it's 1,800 times 1,800. Okay, George. Okay, got that? Or Jorge, excuse me. Um, Times, okay, the bullet weight in grains, so 135 in this case. Okay, answer divided by the constant, which is 450,240. That's 971 foot-pounds. I've not seen a 10 millimeter break 1,000 foot-pounds, no matter what the barrel life is. So I had some that go close, but yeah. But it won't run rev your loads or feed the first round. Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah, you can get some speed on a 155s. I ain't gonna lie. Um, yeah, every PDW should have a 45 option or 10 millimeter option. So I actually disagree on the 45. Like the 45, like it just doesn't gain any speed in the barrel because that 230 grain bullet, especially like the 200s and the 185 plus Ps will. But the 230 grain won't gain any speed in a longer barrel, like 8 inches, and it's done burning. All right, like I believe I shot. I shot some Federal HST out of my 6.61 inch lone wolf barrel that my 45 Super runs through, and I thought I was getting like with the plus P and the 6 inch barrel, I was getting 1,071. I also shot them out of a Chris Vector, and I was getting 1,071. Like they're not going to gain that. That thing's going to go. Yeah. Yeah, it tuckers out by the 10-inch mark. That is very true. It starts slowing down. Like 45 is going to, slow down. 9 millimeter is going to tucker out, as you say. I like that term, by the way, 10 millimeter guy. It's going to trickle out there. So only ones that really gain a lot of velocity are your revolver cartridges and a lever action. Um, you go to a 16-inch barrel and 357 Magnum. Well, that H110 is still burning. So yeah, you're going to gain something there. In fact, you're going to gain enough that it's going to be worth it to carry a 357 Magnum for both guns than it would be to carry a 30-30 and a 357 Magnum. That would be, that would be where you do that because you're going to gain a lot of velocity. So hi Tim from Florida, 64 clear. The Matic 10 of 7 of the 10 is BS. It is a 41 mag short. Okay, I'm not sure what all that means, but that's that. Anderson is sending me their PDW with the 16-inch barrel. It should be interesting. Yeah, get them to send me one too. I want to do a 9 millimeter with a 16-inch barrel. I'll send it back. Yeah, I have a couple of boxes of Federal brand 300 grain hard cast lead ammo. That was made in 2006. Is this still good for bear defense or is it too old? It should be fine. It usually takes a couple of decades for powder to really degrade chemically. You might see 30 to 50 feet per second slower than you would on a brand new box of it, but I don't think you're going to see much more than that. It should still be fine. You know, if it's been kept stored dry, yeah, yeah. 10 millimeter does have some slow powder. Does with slow powder, you can again hit that sweet spot. Make sure it's speeding up, but the feet per second per inch isn't worth it. Yeah, and the other thing is like so if you want a 16-inch barrel, guys, and 9 millimeter, 45, 10 millimeter, whatever, 44 Magnum. Um, if you speed that bullet up too much, that bullet's not going to perform. It's going to crack. So, like, even the 155 grain XTPs, if I shoot them out of the 6.5-inch barrel Glock, they're going to fragment. Okay. The Glock 20, the Glock 29, they're great. 155 grain XTP is great. But the Glock Model 40 and that 6.5-inch barrel or the 9-inch barrel, it's going to completely fragment. It's going to blow that jacket separation. You're going to have recovered bullet weight of like 25% in pieces. So, yeah. Um, yeah, send them my information. Tell them to give me a call and get a hold of me. So, so the main thing I'm trying to say about that is like, um, you know, be careful with that kind of things. If you want a 9 millimeter and you're going to send it at 1900 feet per second, great. Make sure it's an all copper bullet. So yeah, speed limit about 1700 feet per second. I had 155s, splitting like that at about 16, between 1550 and 1600. So is what it is. Oh, you're in Galt. All right, Daniel Ravenstar. Yeah. Even Canic on their PCC. I didn't know Mechanic was making a PCC yet. I guess it shows you what I know. Takes both Glock and Canic mags. That's cool, and that's a conversion. Even Ruger, yeah, even Ruger's making like it has their bag, and then you make a mag well for Glocks. Yeah, it's like yeah. Shot my 329 PD Airlight and 44 Magnum Saturday, and my Lord, it kicks, but it also leaves a good mark on you. However, the single action on it is crisp. I love it, but you need gloves certainly. Yeah, and not only that, like make sure you shoot a bunch of different bear loads in it because some of them stick in the chamber. I actually had that happen to me. There's a short on it. It's got like 60,000 views. So if you go to short and sort by views, you can go down and find it. So yeah, Glock mags are cheap and our phone is yeah. 10 millimeter guy, you're not going to get anybody to agree with you here. Yeah, you're full of it. I love you, brother. I like some of your content over on Instagram, but man, you're full of it, my friend. You're absolutely full of it. Glock mags are pretty awesome. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. They can go bad like any other mag, but yeah, only 25 minutes late this time. Yeah, I was only like 45 minutes late. So Canon makes both AR-50 BMGs, etc., but you can't get them in the US because of ITAR. Yeah. Stupid stuff. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So, but talking about PCCs, and I'm hoping to get ahead. Like I have a 16-inch barrel for a 9mm I can use. So I was gonna do. I was looking into Recover Tactical, and they were helping me out with something. So I'll be getting that video up. So yeah, Arrow Survival Rifle Velocity Test. Yeah, if you want to get them to send me one, I'd love to have a 10mm Arrow Survival Rifle. That'd be fun. But again, like I think the heavier loads are only going to feed from a 15-round Glock mag, and that's a good point, 10mm guy. Like having a actual mag built for the PCC is good because your heavier loads are only going to feed from a Glock mag, possibly with a Glock mag. Like in 45 Super, it has to be a Glock mag with a rolling spring. So that is true. Like your SGM isn't going to fire and feed 30 rounds of 155 grain Underwood. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. So. Buffalo bore 180 grain from 16 inches is 1,700 feet per second, supposedly, according to their readings. And that's a 10mm, Jorge. So again, that's 1,700. So 1,700 squared times 180, all divided by the constant, which is 450,240. That would get you over, would get you 1,155 foot-pounds right there. So that's what it would get you. So, oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Let me know. Let me know, Bending Ballistics. Why my 2011 reliable with 26 rounds, 220. Cool. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. I, uh, I just don't think the SGM mags were going to hold that many. Like, I think the Glock mags would be just fine, but the Glock doesn't make their extended magazine for anything over 40 Smith and Wesson, which is stupid. Glock. Thoughts on a 357 Sig carbine? Um, Again, like 10.5 inches SBR at, or pistol tube or pistol brace, whatever is legal at the time. So yeah, 10.5 inches, 12 inches at max. You're gonna burn everything out. I think you're gonna be a lot better than 9mm when you shoot the 147 grains. It's gonna get you a lot better velocity, but that might not be what you want if you're gonna suppress it. So you hit an animal with a really hot load, and all you're going to get is a hole in the hide. So besides me, killed a deer with the Fam Grand Hollow Point 1100. Yeah, and that is true depending on your bullet construction. So I can shoot a really hot load 7mm Remington Magnum with a 120 grain Barnes, and it's going to go right through a moose. It's going to shed its petals and just keep penetrating. I can do that with a 120 grain soft point, and it's going to be on the skin. All depends on your bullet construction. Okay. If you learn nothing else in this chat, bullet construction is more important than anything but accuracy. So here's what it is. It's an issue with the geometry of the Glock mags. Now there is that, like the Glock mags have to be stuck in at weird angles, that kind of thing. There is that. If a company like Daniel Defense is using Glock mags in the PDWs and PCCs, and there's a reason why Glock mags are the staple. Daniel Defense is known to make extremely reliable firearms. There you go. Yeah, now this I agree with you, 10mm guy. Why go 357 Sig in a PDW in a carbine PCC when you could go 9x25 Dylan? To be honest with you, with the amount of ammo I've seen on the shelves, you're going to have to hand load for 357 Sig anyway. So why not? Smack the load with the 135 grain sporting hollow points. I could put my fist through him. There you go. Factory availability, yeah. But up here, factory availability, I mean, geez, you get 357 Sig on the shelf once every few months. And it may not be the stuff you're sighted in with. So it's like, what do you do? You know. So I mean I agree, but like if you're gonna get a PCC like that, you're gonna hand load anyway to get your proper load. Why would you not get a 9x25, Dylan? I agree with you there, Tim. I'm your guy. And why not 40 Super? Yeah, there you go. Agree with that too. Why don't we just make PDWs a 9mm major, or then what is the new 960 Roland or anything if we're going to do 9x25s? Something that's easier to find or easier to load with. Yeah, there's a few of those. There's your 4 digits right there. There you go. Yeah. So we can talk PCCs all night. My opinion though is like PCCs are nice. They're fun. They're legitimately a decent home defense gun. They're a good range of competition gun. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't see the point of a PCC when you could be carrying an actual rifle with rifle cartridges. So, like a 10.5, 10mm PCC is still not going to get what a 10.5, 7.62 by 39mm is going to get in terms of energy. You're just not going to get there. So, yeah. Tim, that's awesome. Appreciate it. That is cool. I believe you. I believed you. Yeah. So, um, yeah, and yeah. So you're saying it blew up on the hide, Tim? Was that you that said it was blowing up on the hide? Yeah. Again, that yeah, 8" and 10mm is greater than 8" and 308. I don't know about that. I just shot a bunch of 8" ballistics and 10mm with everything on the Strybog and on the Banshee. Um, I've yet to see a 8" 308, but getting a 308 in less than 12.5 inches is stupid. Okay, you're just neutering yourself. You might as well cut off your balls and hand them to the you know, hand them back to the factory or something. But like 10mm, like I don't think it could gain. I know it can't gain that much to beat 308 and 12.5. So you're saying that 4.5 inches of 308 takes 308 from 2,000 foot-pounds down to 1,000. So that's what I'm saying. Run the math. If you can spell math correctly. But yeah, like I've never seen any data on a 8" 308. So yep. A 10.5 has way more energy than a 10mm in a PCC. If we're talking apples to apples, just run a 10.5" 300 blackout and you have small packages with a lot of energy for close quarters. Bending ballistics, actually, no. I've actually done this video, and I did 10.5 inches in 223 Remington, and 9 inches in 10mm. That 9 inches outperformed the 223. So that's not actually true. If you went and watched all my regular videos instead of just watching live streams on YouTube, if you actually watch my videos, I have a 10mm versus 223. I have a 60 grain B-Max in the 223. I got a 60 grain Liberty Defense in the 10mm. I have the 9 inch barrel Lone Wolf 10mm and the 10.5 inch barrel 223. And the 10mm went faster in the 9 inch barrel than the 10.5 inch barrel 223. It actually got more velocity with the 60 grain bullet. Okay, so yeah, I'm sure 8" 308 data sucks. I'm sure it's terrible. You've lost a lot of burning length. You're supposed to be burning in a 24" barrel, and you cut it down by 2/3. I'm sure it's bad. Okay, 18, baby. There you go. Yeah, don't hate me. Oh, I don't hate you. I just say you're just like you were wrong. Like 10.5" 223 actually got less. Like I physically went and did the video and physically shot over the chronograph, and I got penetration was about the same, but I actually got more energy. So hey, I expect you to see I expect to see a comment from you on that video. Yeah, I expect you to see. I expect to see a comment on that video. I'm not gonna hate you, but like, go comment on that video. Like, it's called 223 versus 10mm for home defense. Like, um, it's got like 20,000 views. Um, um, let's see. 22,000 views. Here it is right there. That's what the thumbnail looks like. 10 millimeter beats 2223 for home defense. So they're both with Liberty self protection. So there you go. Okay. So text me and I'll text you the link. That way you don't have to go looking through it. Yep. If you're only going to have one rifle or PCC, just have a 16-inch 308. It's the best all-around rifle you can have. 100% agreed. Like, if you want a rifle for home defense, self-defense, hunting, competition, 16 or 18-inch 308. Yeah. I'll go watch it, LOL. There you go. Maybe. I don't remember what the exact numbers were. Now I got to look at it myself here. So, I'm going to scroll through it here. Got it. No, it wasn't that big of a difference, but that is like a 10.5-inch barrel. I only had a 9-inch barrel. So, yeah. But no. The velocity was 88 feet per second higher on the 10 millimeter 9-inch barrel than it was on a 10.5-inch barrel 223. So, correct. I would also have a 20-inch 308 in my opinion for competitions. But if you had to do one rifle to do everything, a 60-inch or an 18-inch barrel 308 would be better. So, yeah, I definitely think that would be better. So, you know what? I'm gonna actually look this up. I'll post a link to it here. Um, so I can look that up. Here you go. You don't even have to go look it up. Bending ballistics. Here's a link to it right there. So I did that specifically. My mind was just like, you know, there you go. My mind was pretty like it wanted to see that. What's up, Josh Grantland? How you doing? Again, I agree with this. I'm only taking my 308 and having 5.56 for just in case. I'm probably taking my 7 mag and my 6.5 Creedmoor for bolt guns. Like if I'm going out of my house to go somewhere else, but it is what it is. I would, yeah, but I don't have a can to test the Banshee. I don't have a can to test the Banshee in the SP10. So, the Grand Power Strybog is cheaper, um, which is more plentiful. Well, I'd say up until the Strybog came out, the Banshee was more plentiful. So, also it keeps the awesome Glock mags. So, kind of is what it is. Banshee is plentiful, yeah. And the Banshee mostly works. It works great. I've got some good accuracy out of it. I've gotten some horrible accuracy out of it. It likes what it likes, like any other gun, and so you got to know that the SP10 is selling at a faster rate than they can import them. That's good to know. So, yeah. Now this is a great statement. Generally, in guns, you get what you pay for. You know, unless you bought that Hudson that Daniel Defense has rebranded and made it better. So, been eyeing the Bear Creek 10 millimeter PCC rifle. Bear Creek tends to be unreliable, so they have some issues. I've seen barrel concentricity be an issue. So, the 30 carbine be a good shorter barrel option. No, because I believe 30 carbine uses like longer revolver cartridges, if I'm not mistaken. Let me. Now I got to look this up. Okay, so I've never actually looked up 30 carbine in the loading manual. So let me find my Hornady There's my Hornady app. Okay, Hornady app here. Yeah, let's go rifle reloading. 30 M1 carbine. They're using a 17.5-inch barrel. 110 grain bullet is kind of the standard. You can get about 2,000, but it looks like you're going to be using H110, Winchester 296. So you're accurate number 9. You're essentially using some of the slower burning pistol powders. And so, um, so I would definitely say that 30 carbine, like the shorter you go, you are going to lose velocity off but the ballistics for it are made for a rifle. So will you get better than the 6-inch Ruger Blackhawk? Because they did make a 6-inch Ruger Blackhawk in 30 carbine. So yeah, I don't know about that. So not buying that BS Hudson or anything from Bear Creek and trusting my life with it unless it was all that it was available. So you mean that I'm using to find me? I'll find a trust. Yeah, Anderson. There you go. Yeah. Okay. So you know nothing about the bullet shape. It's smaller and it's shorter than a 223. It's or like so a 220. So 30 carbine. Case overall length. The one cartridge overall length. The 110 grain should be like 1.680 and just 223 here. Let me just depends on a 223 rifle data. Um, Surface rifle data. Um, with a 68 grain bullet at 223 is 2.250 with a 68 grain Botail hollow point match. So yeah, like there's not gonna be feeding issues. It'd be too short. Yeah, it kind of was a joke. It got military people killed. Um, yeah, there were a lot of people because it took the full metal jacket was just slow and not a very heavy bullet. Didn't deliver a lot of energy. It did not knock a lot of people down. People hated it. It was a rear echelon gun, so kind of is what it was. The M2 carbine was nice. I'd like to have one of those. Um, but yeah, yeah, there you go. Um, so kind of it is what it is. Give me my poverty pony. There we go. Reloaded enough rounds out of word out. No rifling, crack chamber, and a bulge changer. I gave it to the. Okay. Yeah, 5.7 caught on. So 5.7 is the new 30 carbine. I was just thinking that myself, and that's what it was. It's a rear echelon captains, typewriters, cooks, medics, type rifle. Who's back there? They're about to get overrun. That kind of thing. Yeah, so 300 blackout works. I think the 300 blackout works better with a 110 grain and 300 blackout. You're gonna get you're only gonna lose 100 feet per second with this 8-inch barrel, and with the powders that they are using, and in a 16-inch barrel, you're hitting darn near 2400 with that 110 grain. So comparing 300 blackout to 30 carbine, yeah, I think you're gonna do a lot better. At least the 5.7 is faster if it's got a long enough barrel. Yeah, it's not in those little 5-inch stuff. The pistols is not that much faster. In fact, it's slower. So if it's got a long enough barrel. Buffman Range does all the testing there. Yeah, they're both basically both made for some guns. Yep, yep, I agree. But that being said, if you still have somebody who's recoil sensitive and you still want to get 250, 300 foot-pounds, 5.7 and 23 shots, 24 shots of it in a magazine, that's not bad. 5.7 is a reliable igniting 22 mag. Yes. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There's that too. They're they are getting expensive. So, yeah, that's that. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I don't think you can get even a 16-inch barrel. I don't think you're gonna get 27, 2800. Here's the thing though, it's a 40 grain bullet. Okay, so let's say for argument's sake you did get that 26, 2700, which is what all right, a 40 grain bullet and a 223 is going to hit 38. So I don't think you can call it a 223 short. So yeah, 22 TCM is a neat one too. Yeah, look at the other upper tray R15. Yeah, 300 blackout, like especially out where you live, 300 blackout's a good upper to have. All right, get it loaded with that Hornady GMX bullet or CX bullet, the new one now, or get it loaded with a 150 grain North Fork. All right, like out where you live, you could it could be a legitimate bear defense, like grizzly bear defense gun, with the right bullet. Although I would use pulled bimetal, 147 grain bimetal jackets, but still, there's that 130 grain Barnes, there's the 120 and 110 grain Barnes. Yep, I've looked at the 86 blackout. I've never shot one. I would I would love to shoot one, but I don't have a can for it right now. So I don't have a can right now except for my 22 can. So is what it is. Hey, if that's the accurate for coyotes, if that's the accurate bullet in your gun, go for it. Yeah, 22 TCM makes sense since it fits 9mm mags and uses the same extractor spring, just a barrel swap. I think that is correct. 38 Spectre already exists. Yeah, but again, nobody has heard of it. So kind of one company can market better than the other. Yeah. Just hey, just email me. I'll find you a link to one. It'll work. Um, is there somewhere in Anchortown I can get my HK USB 40 full size holstered and fitted? Yeah, my good holster shop closed down. Um, what's his name here? Quick Lock Holsters here in Wasilla. He's the one that can get it. He will fit the holster to your gun, kind of thing. So yeah, I bet the 125 grain Sierra and a 300 blackout is a good hunting bullet. Um, Yep, and the TNT is another one because they're going so slow that that the fact that they won't fragment nearly as much. I bet the SST is even decent in 300 blackout. I don't know, but in ballistics, why don't you market it for everybody? Like that's the thing though. Like companies are better at marketing than the other. Quick Lock did not shut down. No. Uh, Northern Security shut down. Sick, thanks, dog. You're welcome. They're in Wasilla, but like, yeah, you go out to them on a weekend, call them up. All right. He does it out of his garage and he has a big old sign there. He runs his business out of his garage. So I'm gonna have to I've been meaning to go get him to make me some holsters because he's the only one that's gonna make a holster for my G40 with a O light on it. So that's a chest rig. So semi spec already, but the ammo is hard to find because it's not marketed very well. All right, guys, we've had a great debate. I appreciate 10mm guy coming in and letting us pick on him a little bit. Thank you, brother. He has some good content, so make sure you go watch him. Same thing with Bending Ballistics and a few other people that are in here. So like, make sure you go subscribe to everybody. I'm gonna probably shut it down because I got home late and I want to see my kids before they go to sleep. So, guys, thanks for watching. I do have a video coming out tomorrow morning. Like I said, if you're a channel member, you can already see it. So I just want to tell everybody thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support the channel has gotten. I think you'll really enjoy tomorrow's video on the 7mm PRC versus the 7mm Remington Magnum. So, guys, God bless. Take care. Have a good night. Godspeed and good hunting to everyone.